was go live. Oh, now see, it was blue.
Oh.
You didn't do that. Hit start recording too.
Okay. How is everything looking? Did things come on now for you, everybody? If you can see me, or let's see, let's go here. I think I might have gotten it fixed. I think I hit a wrong button as normal. Let's see if it worked. You guys might have to go back out and go back. Oh, yay. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am so sorry. I forgot to hit a button. So everything I thought was fine because the chats were coming up. So I thought I was live. Well, I wasn't. So, okay. I am so sorry, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. Peggy, I can see you, but it's just buffering. Okay, well, that might be on your end, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe if you go back out and go back in. I'm not. Yeah, because it seems to be okay now on my end, I believe. I'm just going to check one more time, but I think that everything... Okay, now I hear you. Okay, good. Good. Oh my gosh, you guys. So yeah, I was talking away to you all and showing you stuff, and I told you all about my day yesterday. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so how about we start over? Let's start from the beginning. I am going to mute my phone. Oh, okay, so I was telling you guys this whole story at the beginning and everything. And I was wondering why you guys weren't commenting on my story. You were just like talking amongst yourselves, and I thought, well, that should have been my first clue, right? Okay, so it's Coffee Break and Cards with Lish. My name's Alicia. I'm with Expressions by Lish. And Coffee Break and Cards is going to be, I'm going to show you a new, to me, technique called double vision technique. And it is sort of like an eclipse technique. Some people call it, I never say the word right, Louvre technique, like your louver blinds, the slats that you can pull like this, and they're like vertical. So yeah, LOL. I was telling you guys how tired I was, and okay, so let me take a drink of coffee. So how are you guys today? It's hot. I know that. And it's nice out. Okay, you guys, I just need to take a sip and calm my nerves down here for a second. If I go away again, let me know, okay? All right. So, this is the double vision technique. It is so much fun, and it is super easy. Oh, good. I'm glad you're good, Lori. Okay, and then there's two different ways. Well, there's many different ways to do it, but there's two different ways. I'm going to show you two different ways today. Okay, let's switch to my table. All right. Well, I'm glad that you guys were entertaining yourselves. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Okay, so the double vision technique basically is what you're doing is you're cutting strips of DSP and you're popping up every other one. So it's pretty basic technique. This one I used the Scenic Coast DSP, which is part of a suite. And we are going to use this again today when I show you how to do the technique. And there's like a easy way and there's another way. The other way is not hard, but this one way is really easy. So if you need to have two of the same pieces of paper. I'm on the deck, but not sure I will be able to stay. Oh, Okay. What's going on? Stay out here too long. Oh, you're out on the deck. Oh my gosh. Seriously, I don't know what I thought you said, but all right. Yeah, it is hot. Okay, you guys, seriously. Maybe we should just have a little session with just visit. Because oh my gosh. For some reason, Peggy, because I'm thinking of these stamp sets, I have dock in my head, and I'm like, where is Peggy that she's out on the dock? What's going on? Okay, deck. Okay, I totally get it now. Okay, here's the first one that I made, and it says, wherever this note finds you, I hope it finds you happy. And then I did use a leftover strip of the DSP on this one. This one uses the Valley in Bloom. This is Lily of the Valley. And then you can see how one is not popped up and one is. That makes it double vision. And then I stamped and die cut one of the flowers, the Lily of the Valley, and So Grateful for You, and also put a strip on the inside. This one uses the Moonlit Flora DSP, which is part of a suite. This set is Fern and Flora, is so beautiful. And then I just added some ribbon, and then Thankful for You, and some embellishments. So you can make absolutely stunning cards with just some designer series paper and a sentiment if you'd like. Yeah, no kidding. You bring out the drinks. Yeah. And then I also want to show that you don't have to just do a square or a rectangle. You can cut a shape. And this I used the Silly Old Bear. And I used the dies that go with that suite. And I also did that same technique, and I added Tigger and Pooh. I don't think I decorated the inside of this one. And then this one uses... This is a retired set, but the DSP is still available. It is not on the retired list. And this DSP is awesome for this technique. It's called Beautiful Gallery. It was part of the Gallery in Bloom set. And this has a lot of beautiful scenes to cut for this technique. And so this uses the new Phrases and Frames bundle. This is a bundle that the $1 Million demonstrator, Susan Campfield, she this is her bundle and stamp set, and it uses the impression plate, and it is awesome. The detailing, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it for you guys to see it really good. Let's try this. But it really gets it really pops up the because you can just run it through regular or use the impression plate. It is just fabulous. Okay, let's see. Yes, drinks, it's Friday. Yes, Lori, it is definitely Friday. Yahoo. But I was saying when I was talking to the air before that I was in St. Cloud yesterday and went to my mom's to celebrate Mother's Day and for my brother's graduation from the St. Cloud Technical and Community College. So I'm a little tired today, and I'm thinking that's half my problem. So, all right. So the first card, if you have your catalog on page 26 and 27, shows the sweet scenic coast. And that's the first card I shared with you, was that Scenic Coast paper, which is just stunning. It's gorgeous. And so the technique that I'm gonna use this suite for the technique, and then if we have time, the other way to do it, I will share another card that's not. It's like this is the easy way, that's the regular way kind of thing. So the cheater version, I suppose you could say, or just the easy way, I'm not sure. Okay, so you start with a regular card base. which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And now this is Night of Navy. Okay, and then you need 2 pieces of designer series paper that are cut exactly the same. So I took 2 of the same pieces, 6 by 6 paper, I put them together and I cut it at 5 1/4 by 4. One of them you will put on your card base, and the other one you will cut into strips. Okay, and then you also, to make it even easier, is you take a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 cardstock, and we're going to glue and adhere that. It just makes everything just a little bit easier instead of putting it right on the card base. And then I have, obviously you need a piece for the inside of your card, and then I did die cut. This is from the suite, but the die does not cut the full circle. So I took and put, so I want to show you guys the dies. Okay, so these are the dies, and then this one is the one I used right here. I still have paper stuck in it, but then I took and I layered it with the Spotlight on Nature dies so I could get it in a circle, because I really wanted it in a circle. And then I used this one, the second biggest, that coordinates with that's on the same piece as the, what I call the paper plate dies. And then I just took them, obviously I flipped them over, and I just set them on top of one another, just like that. And then I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I got this. So then it's in a full cutout circle instead of just a cutout. Okay? Alright, so let's get going. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to adhere my piece of DSP. Did Debbie, was she ever able to come back? I don't know if Debbie was back or not. I think she did make it back, or she saw that I was back on video. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this to my piece of cardstock that is 5 1/4 by 4, so it should be the same exact size as my designer series paper. Okay, now I'm going to bring out my trimmer, and we are going to cut this in 1/2 inch strips. Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure, Debbie. With everything that was going on, I wasn't sure. I'm glad you're here. All right, so we're going to take our other piece that coordinates with this piece. It's the same exact. And then we're going to start cutting at 1/2 inch increments. And now make sure that you keep these in order after you cut them. So you just cut them at 1/2 inch, and then I just take it and I set them in the order that I cut them. And that's all you do. No matter what size that you're using, you just use 1/2 inches. You could do 1/4 inch, I suppose. And you just cut them and keep them in order. Just like this. I just love this paper. I love the foil in it on the lake, and the scenes are just stunning. The sunset scenes, ugh, so pretty. There's so many different, this set, this suite is gorgeous. And then with the, there's a lighthouse, there's the sailboat, the sentiments are so beautiful. Yeah, it's just really pretty. Okay, so this is our last cut. Okay, and we kept them in order. I'm going to put this aside, Debbie's full. Oh, laundry. Want to come and do mine, please? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to take these and lay them right on top. I'm just going to set them right on the top. And I'm just going to put them all on here. Okay? And I'm just setting them on here. They don't have to be perfect. And we're just going to set them all here, and then I will show you the way that I did it. Now when I get to it, I did use dimensionals but you also can use foam strips for this if you prefer. It does make the go faster, but just remember the foam strips are just a little bit higher than dimensionals. Okay, so the reason why you put all of these on here like this is so that you know exactly where it will to place the raised up one. Okay, everybody with me so far? Understanding my madness here? Yeah, this is the easy way, Lori. Okay, so what you do is I'm going to take out every other one. Like that. And it's the easy way because you're not using all of the strips. You're just using every other one because you left the other piece of DSP uncut. So this makes it the easy way. Okay, every other, like so. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there, and then I'm going to flip these over, and I'm going to put dimensionals on them. Just like this. And I use probably 4 dimensionals on each strip. Yeah, 4 I think is good. You could do 6, but I think 4 is plenty. Just like that. There's no overlap. Nope, no overlap. Alright. And we're just, and now there is, if you, okay, so if you're like worried or you're the crafter that can't get anything straight like me, after you take the backings off of these, you can put a dot of liquid glue on each one, and then that way you have time to like shimmy it if you're, that it's not perfectly straight. Yeah, like you Debbie, like me. Okay, so I'm going to peel the backings off. And like I said, you can add in or put some liquid glue on these if you'd like. And then what you do is you just go in between the 2 pieces that you left on. And you just make sure that it's at the edge. And then just go like this. And then you take that one off. Okay, you leave this one here because that's your guide, so to speak. And we're going to do the same thing. So once you do this and have your pieces cut, it goes together actually quite quick. And then you can just take this one off. And then you do the next one. And I'm just going to slide these pieces so that we know where to place it. And I'm just going at the bottom to make sure that it's straight, or at, you know, not hanging off the edge. Okay, and then we can take this piece off. And I'm going to leave this one here. And take this piece off. And do the same thing. And that's all there's to it. So here you have your double vision. So there's this. So you could make 2 cards. Well, if you, no, you couldn't, because it wouldn't match. But like I said, I used one of the strips for the inside of my card. So, but I think that's really kind of pretty. I like that look. Okay, so now I just ran out of seal, so I'm just going to use liquid glue. And then we're just going to add some glue, and we're going to adhere this to our card front. Just like this. Okay, and then for this, I cut this out. Oh, and you know what? I bet you I don't have this one placed just right. Let's see if I can pop this up. Yep. Let's see. I didn't have that one exactly so you could see the sun. It's pretty forgiving. Okay, now let's push them down. And then I cut, like I said, I cut this, and I'm going to put this so it looks like you can see through with the sun here. I think that's kind of really unique. And then I'm going to flip this over, and let's see, I'm going to put, trying to decide if I want to use dimensionals or if I want to glue. I'm thinking I'll glue it. Okay. So I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to just sporadically, and then I'm going to hold it, and then I know glue goes here. And we'll put some here. And we'll put some over here. And a little bit on this sail. Okay. And then you're just going to go like that. I just think that is so pretty. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. Okay. And then I'm going to put one of these strips on the inside. I think I'm going to go on this side this time. Yeah. And I'm just going to put this on here. That way you've done the inside of your card too. And I'm going to leave just a little bit of white on the right hand side. Okay, I'm going to flip that over. Thanks, Lori. I love it too. It's just, it's so fun. Thanks, Peggy. So do you think you guys would try this technique? I think it's pretty awesome. And then you just need to add your sentiment. And then what I'm going to do, the sentiments for this Sunset Coast dies are really, really awesome. So there's happy anniversary, happy retirement, congratulations. I used on the other one, wherever this note finds you, and then the inside says, I hope it finds you happy. There's wishing you lifetime of joy. I think I'm going to do happy retirement. Let's do happy retirement for this one. And then I like that it's, you know, they're smaller sentiments. Okay, let's see. Happy retirement. Do you think that would work? We could just go like that. Yeah, I think that would be good. I have not done this card yet. This was one I just, while I was cutting it, I thought, oh, this would look cool, and I cut my parts in pieces, and oh, it's working, so. Okay, so I am going to use Night of Navy to coordinate with my cardstock for my ink. Yeah, it is fun. Debbie's gonna try it, Lori's gonna try it. Yeah, it's something different. And it's really unique. I really think your recipient's gonna, it's a wow card, I think. This makes great thinking of you cards, because masculine cards, they can be birthday, thinking of you, they can be just about anything, which is really great. Okay, so I'm gonna put this away, and then I am gonna trim this just a little bit so that it is a little bit skinnier, a little more narrow. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim it on the other end. And then we'll add a little bit of the embellishments that go with that suite. And then I'm just going to glue this right like this. And so I'm just going to add glue in sections. Okay, it's going to go right about here. Got a little glue there. Set these aside. And then the, I believe these are the Sunset Sparkle Sequence. We'll use some of these. These are so pretty. And we'll use kind of the bluish colored ones. And let's see, we'll put one right here. We'll go up here. And then we'll go a big one right up here. So this right here is the finished product. What do you guys think? Oh, and I love that it has the finish on the inside. Yeah, it really is a pretty card. Just love this paper. If you guys, even if you don't get the set, I would definitely get the DSP. I mean, it is so gorgeous in person. If you haven't seen it in person yet, it is stunning. Okay, so the next one, like I said, it is, if you only, like, I'm not going to say the other one. I shouldn't have said easy. But this next one is if you only have one piece of the DSP and you don't have two. I always have so many pieces left over paper. It's not that much of a deal for me. But or let's say you only have two pieces and you want to make a different card with the other one. So the other one that we're going to be making is with the Waterside Retreat. It's on page 20 and 21 in the catalog. And this is another one that is just another awesome set. And the DSP is just so pretty, and it makes not just great masculine cards, I think it just makes great all-around cards. It's just stunning. Okay, so the DSP that I cut out comes on 2 sheets of the Designer Series paper that is Waterside Retreat. It's 12 by 12 paper, and it's a sheet that comes like, well, obviously it's 12 by 12. I've already cut this apart, but it has these, see these little scenes, and like this is the dock. Here's a lake scene with some sailboats. Here's another one with a map. So I already cut these apart, and I'm going to show you what I cut apart. I've got stuff falling here. Okay. So I cut apart these two with the dock and the boats. Now, you could just take these and do like what we did with the other one. Or you could just use one. So there's this scene I cut out. I cut out the one with the cabin. And then with this one, I thought it would be cool. I took the designer series paper and I fussy cut a fish. Okay, and then this one also, because you get 2 sheets of the designer series paper in your card, in your pack of paper. So I cut out these 2 scenes. And like I said, it would be nice to make the technique with this one, but then use this for something different. Okay, so we are going to make it similar to the card that I showed from that beautiful gallery paper. I'm going to make one similar to this for this card. Okay, so this is using a pool party card base that is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then I also have a piece of Coastal Cabana. I fussy cut out of the designer series paper one of the bicycles for this card. So this way, the way we're going to do it, you could get multiple cards. All right, so let's get started here. So I'm going to bring my trimmer out again. Okay. And we are going to start with our, and now this is Coastal Cabana. And now this color is not in the paper, but it still, I think, looks good with the pool party and with the designer series paper. And I'm going to cut this at 3 5/8. So that is just 2 lines past the half. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to cut it at, and I think it's well, no, 3 5/8, just short. I was just using a piece of my scrap paper. Okay, so we have a square. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at 3 1/2. And I think I want more this side of the paper instead of this side. So when you're, just decide which way you want it. If you wanted it like this, you would just cut it the other way. Okay, so 3 1/2. And then you still, if you think about it, you have this for another card. Or the inside of your card. And then 3 1/2 this way. And I'm just going to cut off the bottom instead of the top because I wanted more sand, or more sky instead of sand. Okay. And now we are going to take this and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut the whole thing in 1/2 inch increments, strips. Do that. Okay. And another 1/2. And for now, I'm just setting them on my trimmer and keeping them in order. You can, the other ones I just set aside. I mean, it's pretty easy. I mean, if they get out of order, it's pretty easy to figure out which order they go in. But I like to start out being safe, right? Yes, you're kind of measuring 2 dashes past the half. Okay. We got another 1/2 inch. And here's our last cut. Okay. So we have these, and now I'm just going to pick these up, and I'm going to set them right over here. And then I'm going to take a piece of basic white. You could use the Coastal Cabana, but I'm just going to just grab a piece of paper here. Let's grab basic white. It's easier for me to get a hold of. And I'm going to cut the same size as my Coastal Cabana. So 3 5/8. No. I'm going to cut it I'm going to cut it the same as my DSP. So I'm going to cut it 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. All right. So this is what we're going to use to put our layers on. Okay, same thing as the last card. You're just going to put these all on here first. This way you know which ones get glued and which ones get dimensionals. And it gives you a guideline. Okay. Okay. So, the trick that I did for myself was, I said these don't have to be exactly perfect, but they should be close. All right. So I remembered what I was doing. I did, in my head, glue, dimensional, glue, dimensional, glue, dimensional, glue. So I'm going to do all that first. Or you could say seal, whatever you're using. So I'm going glue. That way I remember. Because if I don't, my memory is so terrible. I could just keep going, and then before I know it, I'd have all the strips glued down. Okay. So the first one is the easiest one, because you're just putting it at the edge of your paper. You don't need much of a... Okay, so here we have glue. Okay. And of course, look at what I did. Huh. Alright, so we have glue. This one is dimensionals, but I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to do glue. And just make sure you don't glue on top of your piece that's sitting there. And what's nice with glue is you still have time to move it. Okay, so that's glue. This one's dimensional, so I'm going to put that back. And then the next one is glue. Isn't this, I think this paper is so pretty. This Waterside Retreat, it coordinates with last month's Paper Pumpkin. Okay, now we have the glue. And then we have the dimensional. And then we have the glue. Alright, so now all you have to do is put dimensionals on your strips. Let's see, I have to leave. I'll watch on the Missy and JR stop by. Oh, it's Missy and JR's wedding anniversary today. Happy anniversary, Missy and JR. Alright, see you later, Debbie. Okay. I'm just taking the backings off, and I'm just lining this up like that. And then the next one. So which way do you guys like better? Do you like it where you use one piece of DSP, or do you like it with two pieces of DSP? Either way, I think it's okay, because with the little tips here and doing it this way, each way is actually easy. It's not hard. But if you have a hard time doing this, you know, I've done this a couple times, so it's a little bit easier for me to do it. So like the first time you do it, I would do it with the 2 pieces of paper and then go from there. But that's up to you. If you're, you know, you guys that are watching, you know, that are chatting along, you're pretty seasoned card makers, so you can do it whichever way. You'd be just fine. Okay, so now we have that. Isn't that pretty? I think that's so cool. I don't know if you can see. You can see some of them popped up. And then I'm going to put this on our mat, our Coastal Cabana mat. Okay, flip that over. And here we have, and I would recommend using Coastal Cabana for your mat. I mean, basic white is fine, but I can see the basic white. So, and then I'm going to flip this over and add glue, or you can use seal, whichever you prefer. And then I'm going to put this towards the top of my card, like that. Then I'm going to take the bicycle and put it right on here, like it's parked at the beach. The basket, a little bit of the handle. So it's like it's parked at the beach. Like that. And then I think for this one, I think I am just gonna stamp a sentiment right on there. I'm just looking for, and this is the Relaxing Waterside. This is the stamp set. So these are the stamps. It has the Adriatic chair, have a great birthday. It has a book. It has coffee cup. It has the grasses, relax, 2 seagulls, one standing, one flying. Has dad, happy Father's Day, today is your day, here's to a new chapter. I literally like that with the book. And then these are the dies that coordinate with that. So I think that's really a lot of fun. So let's pick a sentiment. Let's see, either way seems simple, but I tend to be crooked when I place DSP. Yeah, me too, Lori. Let's see. You like both ways? Yeah, so did I. Okay, I have not used this stamp set yet. I don't even have my little hinge on there yet. But let's see, let's do have a great birthday. But I don't know, maybe it should, what do you guys think? Do you think it should be on a tag or something? Or let's see, it could say today's your day. We could do that. What do you guys think? Which type of sentiment? Here's to a new chapter and relax. I think I like have a great birthday. Or today is your day. We could do that, and we could put it up here even. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to do today is your day, because then on the inside it can say have a great birthday. I like when I can put a sentiment on the outside of the card and a sentiment on the inside of the card. I think that is pretty great. And let's put this on white with Coastal Cabana. Today is your day. Good, that's what I'm using. Oh, this is not Coastal Cabana. This is Berry Burst. Alright, so we have Coastal Cabana. And we're going to do today is your day. And I'm just going to put this kind of in the, because I don't know what type of die I should use. if I want to just cut it, or if I should use, I could use one of those frames. I could just banner cut it. We could do stylish shape dies. Maybe we should do that. Go like that. What do you guys think of that? I think that will look good. And we could put a little linen thread under there. I think that will look really nice. So let's bring this in. And my messy embossing plates. And I am just going to place that like that. And send it through and pray that it doesn't slip, right? Alright. I'm designing right along here, just kind of winging it today. I want it to be able to stamp right with you guys today and create right while we were doing this. You can kind of see my madness. Alright. So let's put this right here. Oh yeah, I think I like that. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then I think with a little bit of linen thread, we could just put some linen thread there. Normally I use seal, but I'm out. Maybe I'll use some glue dots. No, I think I'll use this tear and tape. I'm just gonna put right there so we have somewhere for our linen thread to adhere to. Take some. So this is how I create, you guys. I take something, I take an idea, a technique, I just grab some papers and just start laying things down. I mean, I obviously knew that I wanted to mimic that other card that I made. So I had measurements, so that does help. And I did know I wanted to use the bike. There are some other really neat DSP that you can fussy cut. There's life jackets and life preservers and oars and all that kind of fun stuff. There's in the dies, you know, like there's the grasses, and then the dies have those cattails, which is cool. You can put with the grasses. So I'm going to flip this over and I am going to put some dimensionals on there. And I'm just going to put one on each side so it doesn't fight with my ribbon. And I know it's not a very thick ribbon, but this way you're for sure know that it's going to not be bumpy. Okay. I'll go like that. And then I'm just going to trim our edges off. Just like so. And let's decide what we want, because there is not dimensionals that go with this. This set actually has trinkets that go with it, the suite. And had I been making a different card, I would have used these, but these are really cool. They're anchors, and you definitely could use one on here, but they're like charms. Aren't they cool? It has the hole and the anchor up there. I will definitely be using these. Your nails match your card. Oh, yeah, they do. Look at that. I did my nails this way because the sweater that I wore yesterday, it matched my sweater. Okay, so let's see what kind of dimensional should we use on this, you guys, or embellishments. Let's see. We'll use these shimmering dots, and we'll use the Coastal Cabana ones, or we could use the white ones, but I think we'll use these Coastal Cabana ones. Alright, so we're going to pick this up, maybe. I think I'll use this end, and I'm going to put, let's see, one right here, one right here, and then we'll take a big one again. I'm just going to make my triangle, and I'm going to go for maybe right here. I think we'll go right there. So your emphasis then goes to the sentiment and the bike. And then we can put the piece on the inside. And we'll stamp, have a great birthday. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my sentiment, have a great birthday, and we're going to put it there, and we're going to use Coastal Cabana again. Put these away. I need a stamp block, and this is normally how I load my stamps. I either set it on my mat or on my paper. I pick it up, ink it up, and then have a great birthday. Oh, I like that. Okay, so then I'm going to close that up. Yes, it went really good, Peggy. And like I said, I talked for like 10 minutes about it. Ay vey. So we could not put any paper on. Or, yeah, I think we'll just leave it like that. We could stamp something else on the inside, like a bird. We could do a seagull. Should we do a seagull? Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to take a seagull and put them right down here, maybe. And then we could take some of this brush stuff and put it there. Like that. What do you guys think? Over here, maybe? Maybe I'll do just the seagull. And then I have to decide what color to stamp them in. I think we'll do black, and then we'll color them a little bit. I know it's after 3, but technically I didn't start till 3:15, right? Okay, so we inked them up in some black, and we're just going to put this at the bottom. And you know what? I think that we'll just leave them like that. I think that's good. Just, well, you know, I'm going to have to add a little bit of color to that. I'm going to have to add just a little bit of color to my seagull. So let's see. Let's just add a little bit of Pool Party to them, and we should probably ground them anyway. So I'm just going to put some little ink at the bottom to ground him so he doesn't look like he's floating away. And then I'm just gonna, not gonna color the whole bird. I'm just flicking some color on him. And then I'm gonna take the Pool Party. I'm gonna take the bullet tip. I'm just gonna kind of blend a little bit with it. Like that. And we will give him a lemon lolly light colored nose. And I know seagulls are white. I could have just left him. But with the Pool Party, it just kind of matches everything. But you could definitely have left him white. So that is the other card. So we made this one today, and we made this one today. What do you guys think? I like them both. I really like this one, the bike with the bike and the birthday sentiment, but this one is just so stunning. This is a great retirement card. All right, you guys. So next week on my live, we'll be back on Thursday. Let me switch my camera here. It will be back on Thursday at 2 p.m. instead of Friday. Like I said, I had to switch this week because I was in St. Cloud yesterday. Oh, thanks, Lori. Next week is class to go, and the class to go is sympathy cards and thinking of you cards. And so I'm going to be using, doing something a little bit different that I haven't tried before, and it's called, I prefer the bike, but I do love bright colors. Yeah, I like the bike one too. Is using Nature's Symphony and Nature's Walk DSP and stamp set, but then I'm also using another stamp set, and it is the Prayers and Promises stamp set. Yeah, it's this stamp set right here. It's called Prayers. Oh, here I'm showing it to you guys. I already flipped my camera. Go back. It's the Prayers and Promises. So I am using 2 stamp sets. So I'm using a bundle and a stamp set for next week's class. So you do need to have both of these if you want the card class to go. If you want, you know, everything to be the same, you can use whatever you have. But I will be using Nature's Symphony, and I will be using Nature's Walk DSP. So everything that is in that bundle and this stamp set, those won't be die cut for you, so you would have to have the Nature Symphony and the Prayers and Promises. All right, so that is next week, Thursday at 2 p.m. And then the week after that, which is the last week of the month, and that will be the new All Aflutter bundle. So that's with the butterflies, and that is in the new May catalog. All right, you guys, thanks again for sticking around. Thanks so much for spending your afternoon with me. And next time I will hit go live, and then that should work a lot better than not clicking it, right? All right, you guys, we'll see you later. Bye.